It is travel season. Nice weather coming to our favorite travel destinations. Whether you want to take a road trip, catch a flight, hop on a cruise, you might be looking to book a trip. That's why we have travel advisor Ginny Maurer with us today. She is helping you get prepared for travel season. She's debunking some very common travel myths. She's taking your questions for the next 15 minutes. Here's how you get your question to her. You text that question 336-379-5775. All right. Let's first and foremost go over this. I mean, COVID-19 still around, different variants happening everywhere. So it's not just travel in the U.S., but travel everywhere else too. What are the different requirements now?
So it's actually, even though travel, and COVID is still going on, what we're seeing is that most destinations, including Europe, many of the islands, they are actually softening up on the requirements. As far as the pre-testing. Now, a lot of that is coming in just for vaccinated clients. So you need to be careful and make sure that you're watching what they are. But they're really opening it up for people to be able to travel.
Okay, but still some places that have protocols in place include Hawaii, some places in the Caribbean.
Actually, those are the ones that are loosening them up.
Okay,
so
good.
Hawaii is as if it never even existed right now. Places like Jamaica, which you used to have to do forms to get there, they're removing those. Aruba has now removed the pre-departure testing so that you can come in without testing to get to some of these locations.
All right.
Europe, I was just in Europe last couple weeks ago, and as long as you were vaccinated, all you needed was to show that Vax card.
Okay, this is good to know. All right, let's talk about some cruises because lots of folks are looking forward to getting back to cruising again.
Yes, so cruising is actually, it has been operating very, very safely. Of course, I think, just like anywhere, you are going to have some outbreaks. I think what we're seeing is that the cruise line is handling it amazing. The CDC has actually removed all requirements for cruises. What we will see, though, is for the rest of, at least the rest of 2022, is that you must be vaccinated to cruise and you will test before you get on board. Right now, if you are looking to get a fall cruise, there are some amazing rates out there. So I think now is the time to start looking for cruising.
Okay, and so if we're taking a fall cruise, where would those cruises go?
Well, right now, and I say fall, late August, early September, Alaska is amazing rates. And even we're looking at Caribbean, some short Caribbean. If you just need like a 4 or 5 night getaway, Caribbean sailings are amazing rates.
Okay. All right. What about summer travel? What do we need to maybe gear ourselves up for if we're going to take some kind of trip for summer?
So I think the best thing, one of the best things is to make sure that you do check the protocols very clearly. While I have said that they are loosening up, that does not mean that they cannot change it back just as quickly as they turned it off. So that's important to make sure that you're staying on top of those requirements. And if you're going outside of the country, make sure that your passport is current. Do not wait till the last minute. While things are getting better, the delay is definitely still in existence. So get it done. Some of the requirements are as a general rule, you want to plan on having at least 6 months of expiration left on your passport from when you return and 3 blank pages. People forget the 3 blank pages rule.
3 blank pages. What does that have to do with anything?
Well, that's just in case they have to, so that they can actually certify it, get your visas and everything on your stamps on there.
Okay. All right. So airlines don't set vaccine requirements, but they do make sure that you follow them.
That is correct. So, for example, I'll use Europe as an example. You had to be vaccinated to get in, showing that card. The airline is not the one that says, yes, you must be vaccinated. They are simply making sure that you have the requirements so that when you land, you can get off the plane.
Gotcha. Okay. And one more myth that we want to talk about. This deals with cruises, and that is you don't need a passport once you get on the boat.
That's true. And technically, if you're doing a U.S. cruise from a U.S. port to another U.S. port, you do not have to. However, If there is an emergency, if you have a medical emergency for any reason whatsoever, you need to fly home, it is going to be very, very difficult to get back to the US. So the rule is that you must return on the same ship to get back in the US if you do not have a passport. So take the time, get the passport. For most people, it's valid for 10 years. Just use it for your safety.
All right, and you don't need a passport, though, to go on an excursion in another country.
Right now, some countries you do, but most of them you do not. We've seen that there are some islands that are requiring you have those passports. We're even seeing some cruise lines say that, yes, you must have it. For example, Virgin Voyages will not let you on board if you do not have that passport.
Okay, and these are all good things to know before you start booking and then don't have things in place, okay? So that's why you always want to contact a travel agent, because they're going to know the latest things. All right, we're going to take a quick break. You've got the text number right down there. You can text us your travel question. We'll be right back.